Look, I know I said I wasn't gonna do another one of these for a while, but I saw a movie last night that I really liked, and I thought I'd give you my review of it. Now, as some of you may know, I'm a big fan of the DC universe, whether it be comics, games, movies, such, pretty much anything. Um, and as some of you may know, that they recently came out with the Killing Joke animated movie. And you're probably saying, well, David, why are you watching an animated movie? You're an adult, for Christ's sake. And I would say to you that you need to sit down and you need to watch this movie. Not only if you're a Batman fan, but just generally watch it because it takes on some very serious points. Now, I will say that this movie starts off quite slow, and it doesn't really get good till about an hour and eight, and it's only about an hour and a half movie. But just go with it because what they did needed to be done in order to make you feel certain things. Now, it's narrated by Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, aka Oracle, aka my favorite member of the Bat family. And it focuses on her relationship with Bruce for the first half hour of the movie, I'd say. And it also focuses on the relationship between a psycho and the hero in this case. Now, I say hero because you obviously have the Joker in this movie, which is Batman's psycho. But Batgirl starts to get her own one, known as Paris France. I know. They made fun of the name too, which was good because they honestly captured Batgirl's personality in this, and I was quite happy to see it. They even had a sex scene between her and Batman, which happens in the comic, people. So don't get too. It's not supposed to happen that way because I did it first, but then I did some digging. Anyways, through this, he tries to steer her away from him, but her personality kind of won't let her let go. And she steers into what Batman calls the abyss. You know that point where you want to kill somebody, but you just turn your back, and that scares her. Therefore, she quits. Now you think that's the last you're going to see of her, but that's the it's not. What happens next to her made me feel really bad. Not only because of my current situation, but she has it a lot worse than I do. But before I get to that point, I would like to say something, and it's really important from my standpoint. The actors that they have in this movie aren't just random actors. They're actors that should have been in this movie. Yeah, Mark Hamill is the Joker, which in my mind is the Joker. There is no other person capable of properly voicing the Joker. And they have the guy that did the voice for Batman, for the Justice League, for the Batman the Animated Series. Basically, they brought them back together, which is lovely. Anyways, back to the actual movie. The first appearance of the Joker. Well, of the real Joker. Because Batman tries to actually go and tuck things out because he doesn't want things to go a certain way. Which is one of them dying. He tries to avert that. In doing so, has discovered that Joker's left somebody else in his place. But the first time you see the real Joker is when he's decided to pay Commissioner Gordon a visit. And this is where things get really bad for Barbara. See, Barbara's the one that answers the door. And it's not only greeted by the creepiest Joker smile I've ever seen. I mean, people, it brought me actual fear. It took a really serious turn at that point. And, well, he shoots her. And she grabs her gut, but, she gets paralyzed from this. Which, considering what happened next, while they didn't show it, they alluded to it. If any of you read the comic, then you well know she gets more than shot. He does certain things to her, which I won't say because they disgust me. But um, let's just say they find her in a state of undress, and then Joker, who had by this point bought a abandoned circus lot, had then taken Gordon in there, and he does worse to Gordon. He literally breaks Gordon, almost makes Gordon insane. And they had a really interesting moment, which I thought was a nice nod to all the other Jokers. There was a scene where Batman was in the Batcave shortly after Commissioner Gordon was abducted, and you see a bunch of the cover art for the original comics, animated of course, and then you see a guy sitting in a cell in a green vest and purple suit, which we can only assume is Heath Ledger, of course, one of the greatest film Jokers of all time. But there's enough of that. But it was a nice nod, and I quite enjoyed it. Now, they used quite a lot of the comics material to make this movie, which is what they should have done. That's why I say it's almost perfect the way they did it. Because obviously, you can't get everything perfect. You can't recreate something in a whole other medium. So I'm not really upset about that. They showed you a lot of Joker's past, too. And one of the more common lines that's used throughout that movie, all it takes is one bad day, I'm sorry. And you start to feel for the Joker. And I mean, not as the psychotic guy, but as you watch this, you're like, yeah, I understand. You all have bad days. And then when it comes down to the time, where Batman and Joker fight, they do, as always. But the Joker's like, why aren't you laughing? Why don't you obviously had a bad day. Why are you different from me? To which Batman responds, because I've heard it all before, and it's not funny. And that makes what happens next all the more shocking. As of course Batman beats the Joker, but he doesn't pummel him like the Joker thought he would. No, he's like, can I help you? Can I make it so we're not alone, so we don't have to go through this alone? Can I rehabilitate you? And the Joker's like, no. Like, he wasn't smiling. He's like, no, it's too far gone for that. Because he doesn't want to end up killing the Joker, and he doesn't want to end up dying. But Joker says it's too far gone. Then he goes, this reminds me of a joke. And I'm actually going to quote the joke here. So, two men that are in an asylum decide, we're done with this. So they break out. They break out onto the roof. And they have to jump to the next building. First guy makes it clear. Second guy, though, was afraid of falling. He goes, I'm not doing that, you crazy. He's like, oh, hold on, I have a flashlight. I'll just shine it between the buildings and you walk across. And the guy goes, well, what do you think I am, crazy? I'll get halfway across and you'll just turn it off. So the Joker laughs maniacally. Then Batman grins. Then Batman starts laughing. Then Batman puts his hands on the Joker's shoulders. And it slowly pans down, going to credits. Now, I don't know if they did it so Batman killed the Joker, but they left it blank. And overall, I'd say that this movie is one of the movies, even if you don't like DC, you should definitely check it out. If only for sheer curiosity. I mean, it brings up a really good point. And with the actors and the material that they've brought up from the comics, I will say this about DC, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a DC fanboy. If they want to make good movies like they're trying to, you know what they need to do? They need to make it like they make their animated movies. Follow the comics or follow a version of the comics that you I don't care if you change things, but don't change their personalities. And I'm saying this because because that Justice League trailer screwed up not only their personalities but a lot of other things. And I don't see why they have to do that. I mean, if they can make a movie this good, I think they should at least try and make a good live action. I mean, we all love The Dark Knight, but now you want to make Batman want to make friends? Like, no. We like Batman because he's the way he is. Same reason we like the Joker. And this movie, no, it shows that. And that's all for today, folks. I may be making another video, who knows? If I find something I like. But if you feel so inclined and you would like to hear more of DC stuff, because I actually own a lot of their movies, I would be more than happy to. Please subscribe and send me comments. And I'm sorry for the shaky camera work. I am using my phone. Hopefully next month that'll change. And I might even have some clips from certain movies next time around. But I'm David, and I hope you enjoyed this.